Hello, this is Chris with Kurt Gowdy Shark Hunting, and I'm here to discuss different types of lures for surf casting. Today I picked out some of my best lures that I think and I've used that are really good for surf casting. We're first going to start out with an old favorite. This is a gotcha plug, which the guys in Montauk use a little bit bigger plugs. This gotcha plugs work really well in surf. And in fast jerking motion, there is never a slow jerking motion a lot of times. With gotcha plugs, they don't work really well for winter stuff. It's all spring, fall, and summer. And these guys range in sizes from 1/16 of an ounce all the way up to 2 ounces. These guys work really well. I've caught a lot of stuff on them, especially bluefish. Bluefish seem to love them. And that's one of the lures you can use, and they work well with relatively shorter rods a lot of times. Short rods, like under 8 feet, work perfectly with that. Moving on to the next, a rattle trap. These guys, I particularly like using these with a lighter tackle. Smaller 7-foot light tackle rods, 15-pound test mono, and you just reel, and it shakes its head slightly and rattles. That's why it's called a rattle trap. It rattles when you pull it through the water. And on to the next one, a bonga jerk, which these guys, you jerk them similar to this, but this is a new one that came out from Sebile Lures. And they're relatively new, but Patrick Sebile has done very well with his stuff. A lot of people have caught him on this. Rockfish always like that kind of stuff. And it doesn't have really sound to it except for the hook slashing against. Doesn't really have much of a sound to it. As you can see, you hold them together and there's not much of really a sound to it. But these guys work well for rockfish and tuna. This is a Hopkins. This is the old favorite. This is probably one of the oldest lures in the book, and they still use today. This particular one is I believe a 3 ounce or a 2 ounce. And these guys, you just reel them. You can also jig them vertically by attaching it to here. You can jig it vertically. And these guys work really well casting, especially for bluefish. You can troll them, and you can do all kinds of stuff with them, and they've been proven they've caught a lot of fish. This here is a relatively new lure called the Tsunami Plug, which is similar to the gotcha plug, but the head is different, and it's bigger. The size is always bigger. These guys work really well for heavier surf casting. And when you're casting the stuff like rockfish, they work really well. This is another Sebile lure called the Magic Swimmer. This is my personal favorite lure because it has the best action of any lure I've seen in my entire life. It swims through the water. Sometimes when I see it come by, I actually think it's a real fish. It's got such a great action to it. And these guys have been proven. They've caught everything from tuna to rockfish to even flounder. And they work really well. And then here's what the surf guys use sometimes is poppers, surface plugs. This is a relatively big surface plug, but these guys work really well. They got a good sound to them. They're good for jumping fish, surface fish. When you see fish feeding at the surface, and the birds coming down swooping, these guys work really well when you got surface action happening. And this is a Mons Stretch 6. They go from the 6, which is the smallest size, all the way up to a 30, which is about a 2-foot lure. And they even go up to a 50, which it's about a 3.5-foot long lure. And it comes with a 480-pound steel cable wire. And they use that for offshore for big mako shark and threshers, whatnot, which most people do not realize that threshers do come up to the surface. Tuna fishermen have had their lures hit by thresher tails because of big threshers coming up thinking they're bait fish. That's what the big tail's for, to knock bait fish out so they can eat them. And then here's Mon Stretch 25. This is a 25, which the 30's almost twice that big. But I would not want to cast one of these. This is castable. You can catch them on medium tackle. And these guys go bluefish, all kinds of stuff, king mackerel, rockfish. These guys have been proven in battle. So these are just a few of the lures that we use surf fishing, and any of these lures will do, but they all have their purpose, and my advice would be just to buy them all, because you need different lures. You can't just have one just for one situation. If you look at the surf casters, they got a whole bag full of them, and they use almost every single one every single day. And so these are just some of the lures that we use surf casting. And you can buy these at your local Bass Pro Shops and local tackle stores that sell this kind of stuff. You're not going to get them at Walmart, I tell you that. So subscribe if you want more videos, and we'll see you later.